Good evening. Let us begin simply. My conversation is usually limited to "I will help you." I say that before I teach, before I explain, because peace is not born of many words. Words are only auxiliaries. Words sometimes are an interference. The help is in presence. Be still and know that I am God. Do you see? We are not gathering here to collect sentences. We are here to rest in what is and to prove it by your life experience, by the fruitage. It is a quiet promise I place before you. 2 words that end the struggle. Not because 2 words are magic, but because rightly used, they empty us of the strain of trying and seat us in the fact of God. I will help you by giving you these 2 builders and by keeping them few, because the fewer the words, the larger the silence in which God announces himself. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. That voice is not history. It is the tone of this moment when the mind yields its insistence and listens. You have asked, what is the simplest framework that changes how I meet every problem? Not a philosophy to admire, but a way to stand in the midst of a call for help and feel peace first. The answer is tender and exact. 2 words, no more enough to carry you from the shock of appearance to the poise of reality. 2 words to meet loneliness, disease, lack, accusation, and even success, which is often the most dangerous of appearances. I will name them now so you can set your heart toward them. AS and IS. AS reveals who you are. AS reveals what is already true. We will not take them apart yet. We will let them rest upon you as a benediction. I and the Father are one. He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. Do you follow that? Not as theory, not as pride, but as the simple fact of identity and presence that removes fear. Stay with me. You will not only hear these words explained, you will watch them applied to a living case. You will hear them carried into the press of a moment when heartbeat quickens, and you will notice how consciousness shifts first to identity, then to rest, and from that rest, the next wise step appears without strain. No promises of sensation, no demand for belief, only the measure God permits, fruitage. So I say again, I will help you. Let us agree to keep our words few and our listening deep. Let us agree to be disciplined in compassion, refusing cliches, refusing to force truth on pain. And as we move forward, remember, the 2 words are not a formula. They are a door. Step through with me, and in the stepping, peace becomes available now. Do you see? Why do words fail? Because words, when used to manage appearances, become tools of fear. They try to fix, to defend, to persuade God or circumstance, and in that effort they keep us outside the sanctuary. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let thy words be few, Ecclesiastes 5:2. Do you see? Words as noise are interference. Words as doorways are service. The difference is not in syllables, but in spirit. Most speech in crisis is an attempt to outshout suggestion. It sounds brave, but it is bargaining with shadows. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. John 6:63. Many sentences, much heat, little fruit. We do not enter the kingdom by a pile of statements. We enter by relinquishing the urge to make something happen. Take no thought for your life. Matthew 6:25. Drop it. Resist not evil. Matthew 5:39. Do you follow that? Not passivity, but refusal to energize the picture by wrestling with it. Our measure is fruitage, not rhetoric. By their fruits ye shall know them, Matthew 7:16. If after all your clever affirmations you are weary and still afraid, that is the report card. If with scarcely a word your heart settles and the atmosphere softens, even before the outer picture changes, that is also the report card. Peace first, then right action reveals itself with no strain. If the problem yields quickly and naturally, you have touched presence. If not, you may have climbed an emotional ladder made of words. This is kindly said, but necessary. We deal in results because God is not theory. Therefore, in crisis, I keep it to I will help you. That is not a slogan. It is consent to the invisible. It stops the flood of explanations. It refuses to tell a mother at a hospital bed, there are no accidents in divine mind. I resent that kind of speaking as cruelty. Keep silence and stand by in consciousness. The battle is not yours, but God's. 2 Chronicles 20:15. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Isaiah 30:15. Presence does the work while you refrain from verbal embroidery. How then do 2 words serve? As a door, not a banner. You do not paste them over the condition. You step through them into seeing. Abide in me, and I in you. John 15:4. The 2 words, rightly used, end the forcing. They return you to the fact before facts, to the hush in which peace be still, Mark 4:39, is not said at the storm but heard within consciousness. Fewer words, more seeing, less telling, more beholding. Then the natural order appears of itself, the fruit without the sweat, the next step without the push. Do you see? Let us take the first word as, not a syllable to admire, a fact to stand in. A.S. declares that God, the invisible, appears as the individual before you and as the one who is hearing these words. There are not 2 of you, one human pleading with a distant deity. I and the Father are one, John 10:30. Do you see? Oneness means no gap to close, no ladder to climb, no virtue to accumulate to be acceptable. God the invisible appears as Son the visible. He that hath seen me hath seen the Father, John 14:9. This is identity, not arrogance. This is the humility of being the transparency for God. Here again, the voice that speaks before performance. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Matthew 3:17. That was not after healings, not after sermons before. Identity precedes works. Identity governs works. Begin every meeting on this ground. When you enter a room, when you open a letter, when a voice on the telephone trembles with need, do not engage a person trying to become spiritual. Look back of the eye and behold the Christ, the one self showing forth as this individual. Give not a thought to the costume of personality, age, record, virtue, failure. Unsee human good and human evil. Both are veils. The good of God is not human goodness intensified. It is God appearing as you, effortless, unstrained. Practice this sight. Let the gaze soften. Let judgment drop. Say within, without words if you can, but with certainty, God is manifest as individual being. God appears here as this one. God appears here as I. Do you follow that? You are not trying to endow a mortal with divinity. You are recognizing the only identity that has ever been in the room. Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Luke 15:31. That is not a future promise, but a present fact of being. When seen, fear lets go of its breath on its own. A.S. removes the superstition of separation. You are not a receiver hoping for a broadcast. You are the place where God shows his face as understanding, tenderness, wisdom, authority. Therefore, you do not try to become loving. Love is appearing as you. You do not attempt to collect supply. Supply is appearing as you. You do not argue yourself into purity. Holiness is the nature of the one who is being you. Drop the strain. Be the transparency. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. Galatians 2:20. That is the sense of AS. Test it. In the mirror tomorrow morning, do not salute a struggler. Behold the sun. In the boardroom, do not weigh allies and adversaries. Behold the sun. In the hospital corridor, do not measure odds. Behold the sun. If you can maintain this beholding for a breath or two, the atmosphere will tell the tale. Peace will announce itself, and with it, a quiet authority that needs no defense. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know that AS has set the ground of every meeting. Do you see? Now let us take the second word, is. If AS settles, who as settles how? Spiritual work is not an effort to manufacture harmony. It is the yielding that recognizes what already is. I am that I am. Exodus 3:14. The divine name is not a future tense. It is presence self-announced. Do you see? When you and I stop trying to make God arrive and simply consent to God's isness, peace steps into the room before a single condition moves. The kingdom of God is at hand, Mark 1:15. At hand, not afar. Hear the rhythm, because it tutors the heart more quickly than arguments. Harmony is, life is, love is, abundance is, omnipresence is. I am. We are not predicting. We are perceiving. We are not persuading God. We are letting God be what God is, as what appears here, as you, and as this entire circumstance. You are not trying to make 2 times 2 become 4. You are realizing it is 4. The discovery does not force numbers into cooperation. It unveils the law already in place. So with health, so with safety, so with supply. In him we live and move and have our being. Acts 17:28. Being present, total, resist not evil. Matthew 5:39. Is the instruction that frees you from wrestling with a shadow. To resist an appearance is to grant it substance. Drop it, stand still, and watch the isness outlast the picture. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Exodus 14:13. This is not passivity. This is the only activity that bears fruit. When the mind ceases its push, the inner swell of assurance rolls in of itself like the tide obeying a moon you do not arrange. Do you follow that? Practice the pause that acknowledges what is, without many words, within yourself. Harmony is, life is, love is, abundance is, omnipresence is. I am. This is not a charm. It is consent. It ends the nervous hunt for outcomes and returns you to the holy now, where before Abraham was, I am, John 8:58. Right here, before the report, before the phone call finishes, before you look a second time at the account, there is isness. If you will not struggle to add to it or defend it, it will announce itself in quiet, then often in swift, ordinary adjustments that need no boasting. Keep this clear. IS is the Sabbath of consciousness, not a postponement into tomorrow. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, Matthew 6:34. This is the day the Lord has made. We do not fix the day. We find the Lord in it. And when the mind tempts you to fuss, return to the law that never asks your help 2 times 2 is 4. God is God. Peace is. Presence is. The storm may chatter at the surface, but the seabed is unmoved. Abide there, and the very elements hear within you the old command. Unforced, unvoiced, peace, be still. Do you see? Now we make one movement, not a technique to juggle, not 2 labors to alternate, but a single, simple turning of awareness. First, AS, behold identity. Then, IS, abide in isness. The first dissolves separation. The second ends striving. Together they are one consent. Do you follow that? You are not starting a motor and then switching tracks. You are letting light be light, light as you, light as the scene, and then noticing that light is already shining. When the call comes, before you answer, within the first breath, give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. Look back of the eye and behold the Christ, God appearing as individual being. Thou seest me. Thou seest the Father, John 14-9. Hear within yourself, without words, if possible. This is my beloved Son. That is AS. Identity is settled, not earned. And in the very same breath, without leaving that beholding, let go into the Sabbath of IS. Be still. I am that I am. Exodus 3:14. Harmony is. Life is. Love is. Omnipresence is. I am. You have not moved places. You have ceased trying to move. Do you see? I will tutor you in real time. Inhale lightly, not as magic, but as a cue to remembrance, as God is appearing as I, and as this one before me. Exhale softly. Is what God is present now, complete. Inhale as. Exhale is. One motion. Identity revealed, sliding into rest realized. If you feel a push begin, stop and return to the first seeing. If you feel a need to argue truth, stop and return to the rest that truth is. No strain, no embroidery. Abide in me, and I in you. John 15-4. This is the way it functions in any room. You enter a conference, and for a heartbeat, you unsee human good and human evil as. The only self-present is God as the individuals at this table. At once, without changing chairs, you let consciousness sit down into IS. Peace is. Order is. Wisdom is. The words you will speak are given you in that hour, Matthew 10:19. Or you stand in a hospital corridor. The Son of God is what appears here as patient, as nurse, as physician, as me. Is. Life is. Presence is. You are not trying to make breath continue. You are recognizing the life that is the breath of all. Then wait. Stand by in consciousness. The atmosphere reports back a softening, a rightness. That is fruitage's first whisper. Keep the sequence, but keep it seamless. Do not turn AS into a personal parade. I am spiritual. I am able. And do not turn AS into a sedative. AS strips off the mask. AS opens the temple. Is corrects who is here. Is reveals that here already is holy. If you find your mind returning to the picture, do not fight it. Gently re-enter the movement. Inhale as. Exhale is. Be still. and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Not two knowings, one knowing, seen from two angles. This one movement will replace a lifetime of struggle. It carries you from the noise of self-improvement to the poise of self-revelation. Begin with AS. Abide in IS. Let the proof be simple. Peace first, then the next wise step appearing of itself. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know you have made the movement. Do you see? Now let us speak plainly of what troubles you. Not people, not conditions, error. And error, as we use the word in this work, has no person, no law, no substance. It is mesmerism, a universal belief in two powers. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Ephesians 6:12. Do you see? The wrestling is not with a man, a body, a bank account, a judge. It is with suggestion, thought pictures without God behind them. The Hebrews had a phrase for it, the arm of flesh. 2 Chronicles 32:8. A show of strength that is no strength. A something that, under light, proves to be nothing. When you grant it person or cause, fear tightens its knot. When you see it as suggestion only, the knot loosens of itself. Consider the snake in the rope. At dusk, a coil on the path arrests your breath. Heart pounds, muscles brace. Then a lantern. It is rope. No battle is needed. The fear was sincere but baseless. Or the non-existent white poodle, hypnotically suggested to a subject who leaps to pet what no bystander can see. To the subject, the poodle is vivid. To reality, nothing has appeared. Or the streetcar tracks that seem to meet at the horizon. Eyes insist on collision. Law denies it. Do you follow that? Error is a picture convincing to the senses while absent of God's causation. Bring light. The picture fails. You do not fix the snake. You see through it. This is why depersonalization dissolves fear. The sufferer is not the error, and the error is not the sufferer. Compassion forbids blame. You will never hear me say to a mother at midnight, "You must have believed a lie." I resent that kind of talk. Keep silence. Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. 2 Kings 6:16. Then, inwardly, name it correctly. Mesmerism, suggestion, arm of flesh, nothingness appearing as something. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. Stand by in consciousness. Do you see? This frees you to help because it frees you from fear. Now place this seeing inside our movement. The call comes. The picture presses. Quickly. God is appearing as this one. The Christ is the identity in the very place the picture shouts. In the same breath, is, harmony is, life is, presence is. The suggestion has no law to sustain it, no mind to think it, no substance to form it, no cause to feed it. To be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Romans 8:6. The carnal mind is not mind. It is only belief. Refuse the dual. Resist not evil. Matthew 5:39. Starved of your belief in it, suggestion thins and passes like fog before the sun. You will know this reframe is working by the quiet that descends before facts rearrange. Peace first, then the natural correction. Often so ordinary you could miss the wonder. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Psalm 23-4. Shadow appearance without substance. When you see the shadow as shadow, you do not swing at it. You turn to the light. AS settles who is here. IS reveals what is here. And what parades as a second power fades back into the nothing it always was. Do you see? Let us now be honest in the only way that matters in spiritual work. By your life experience, by the fruitage. By their fruits ye shall know them. Matthew 7:16. Not by how moved you felt, not by how beautifully you can phrase truth, but by the quiet, demonstrable outcomes that follow presence realized. In this way, we spare ourselves self-deception if the problems are quickly and easily being solved, if the atmosphere settles and right steps appear without strain, then there is no question you have touched the presence that does the work. If not, you may be fooling yourself an emotional jag masquerading as realization. Do you see? The spirit does not need your heat. It needs your consent. The markers are simple and consistent. First, strain drops quickly, not because you force yourself to relax, but because AS and IS remove the compulsion to fix. Second, a wise next step appears of itself. Phone this one, wait an hour, look again at the figures, take your coat, and go now. No drama, no inner bargaining, just a rightness that carries its own quiet authority. Third, harmony continues. The room remains soft. The conversation finds its level. The body releases its tightness. The day flows. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, Galatians 5:22. Peace first, then right action. This order is the signature of God's government. If you are not seeing this gentleness unfold, do not condemn yourself and do not blame another. Drop it. Return to the simple movement. Are you personalizing the picture? Stop and behold as God appearing as this one, as you. Are you pushing outcomes? Abide in is harmony is. Life is. Omnipresence is. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Colossians 3:15. If impatience rises, recognize it as mesmerism, the arm of flesh, and stand by in consciousness. Do not patch discouragement with more statements. One breath, as. One breath, is. Then wait. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Exodus 14:13. The proof will be the inward easing, followed by a simple direction that requires no willpower. Keep a humble ledger not to boast, but to be instructed. Note the moments peace replaced agitation before the facts moved. Note how a solution arrived when you were not contriving. Note those helped because you kept silence and stood by. A little notebook will save you from fantasy and from forgetting. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts. Malachi 3:10. Let the pages show whether you are proving or imagining. When the ledger grows thin, it is a call back to practice, not a verdict against you. When it grows thick, keep your head bowed. The fruit belongs to God. You are the transparency, so we will let results speak. Not bravado, not glittering words, presence, peace, and the next wise step. If fruitage increases, continue. If not, simplify. Begin with AS, abide in IS. Peace first, then right action. By this, you will know. Do you see? Now let us take up the first practice, conscious knowing, priming the pump. Do not imagine this as labored recital. Words are only auxiliaries. Recognition is the substance. Think of it as 15 seconds of consent, many times a day, so that when the hour needs you, grace finds a prepared transparency. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Proverbs 3-6. Do you see? Not in some of thy ways, in all. The acknowledgement is slight, but it is specific. On waking, before the mind gathers its errands, quietly know as God appearing as me. No flourish, no self-improvement. Simply, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Matthew 3:17. Let it land before you lift your head. Give it 10 seconds of honest consent. I and the Father are one. John 10:30. Identity first, works later. Then rise and wash, not as a human arranging a day, but as the Son through whom God will look and love. You are not manufacturing holiness. You are recognizing what is already true. Do you follow that? At thresholds, doorways, calls, meetings, realize IS in a single breath. Harmony is here. Peace be within thy walls. Psalm 122-7. Omnipresence is, if you must use a phrase, keep it to one. I will help you. Not as talk keeps silence, but as inner stance. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. Enter the room having already entered the presence. The words you need will be given you in that hour. Matthew 10:19. You are not going to make the meeting succeed. You are consenting to the success that is the nature of isness. At meals, money and news, trade, worry for brief recognitions. Before the first bite, thou preparest the table before me. Psalm 23-5. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God. Luke 4-4. 15 seconds, then eat at the bill or balance. Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Luke 15:31. Abundance is. Pay what is yours to pay, or wait as wisdom directs. But first, isness. At the headline, be not afraid, only believe. Mark 5:36. See the picture as suggestion. The arm of flesh, then rest. Omnipresence is. You are not denying facts. You are refusing to enthrone them. Do you see? Keep a small phrase bank ready, not to chant, but to cue recognition. I will help you. This is my beloved Son. Omnipresence is I am. Use them like tapping a well, not like pounding a drum. 10 to 15 seconds, many times a day. The mind will want paragraphs. Give it a breath. The point is not heat, but habit. This primes the pump. It conditions consciousness to yield quickly when you later sit in silence. And the proof will be small softenings, breath easing, voice gentling, the day finding its level. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know the pump is primed. Do you see? After these brief recognitions, stop, be still. Let the mind that spoke its one clear sentence fall silent and listen beyond your own thought. This is the hinge on which the whole practice swings, from saying to hearing, from the letter to the spirit. The letter killeth, but the spirit giveth life. 2 Corinthians 3-6. Do you see? You have primed the pump. Now you wait for the water. Not passive, not lazy, alert, surrendered, available. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46-10. In this stillness you do not repeat, you receive. How is this done? Take your seat as you are. 2 or 3 minutes will do, many times a day. Begin with a whisper of AS or IS, just enough to turn the key, then drop the key. Let the engine of grace run. Sit poised as one who expects a friend. Do not reach into the bag of phrases. Let the bag be. Attend the silence. for it is not empty, it is alive. After the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. 1 Kings 19:12. The voice is not words pushing out of your head. It is the word announcing itself within, often without speech, as assurance. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. Galatians 2:20. That is the posture. You are not manufacturing truth. Truth is living you. You will know the turn has occurred by simple, felt signs. Breath eases of itself. You did not command it. The compulsion to fix or hurry quietly loosens as if a hand has come off your back. The room seems to widen. A phrase may rise unbidden. Peace be still, not as your choice, but as a gift or a direction, appears already clothed in rightness. Wait, call now, pick up that paper again, go to the window. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Colossians 3:15. Do you follow that? Peace rules first. Guidance becomes obvious. My sheep hear my voice. John 10:27. You are not straining to hear. You are consenting to be led. Do not mistake this for daydreaming or for a cozy retreat from duty. This is disciplined quiet. Keep your hands off the outcome and your attention available to God. If drowsiness creeps in, lift a single word, as or I am, to clear the glass, then drop again into listening. If images of results parade before you, name them suggestion and let them pass. Your major activity is receptivity. The Comforter, the Holy Spirit, shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance. John 14:26. The teaching is inward. The remembrance is of what already is. In time, this listening becomes the climate of your day. You will discover that the finest work you do comes not from managing, but from consenting. The word declares itself, and the next wise step stands at the door without your knock. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know that you have moved from letter to spirit. Ease before answer, then answer without strain. Stand by in consciousness. Keep the vigil of silence. Christ liveth your life. Do you see? Let me walk you through 3 minutes, just as it happens. The phone rings. A tremor in the voice. They move the test up. I'm on the hospital corridor. Or, I'm outside the bank. This meeting could decide the firm. Your first words, and only words, are, I will help you. Not as a technique, as consent. Then keep silence. Do not explain God. Do not quote at them. Keep the line. Stand by in consciousness. The battle is not yours, but God's. 2 Chronicles 20:15. Do you see? We begin by refusing the mind its scramble. Now, in yourself, quickly and quietly, remove the hook of fear. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. What presents as crisis is suggestion, the arm of flesh sight without substance, lawless and mindless. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Ephesians 6:12. You are not fixing a person. You are denying mesmerism a stage. Say nothing out loud. Inwardly name it. Suggestion only. No cause, no law, no person. Already the knot loosens. Next breath is. Behold identity. Look back of the eye. This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. Matthew 3:17. God is manifest as individual being. God appearing as you. Not later now. I and the Father are one, John 10:30. Unsee the costume of patient, of petitioner, of executive. Unsee human good and human evil. Behold the Christ where fear had placed a mortal. Hold it only as long as it is clear 10 or 15 seconds of certainty, not strain. Do you follow that? Without leaving that beholding, slide into IS. Rest. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Within, scarcely phrased, peace is, guidance is, supply is, omnipresence is. I am. Do not try to feel something. Let the already be announce itself. 30 seconds, 60 if needed. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Exodus 14:13. Breath eases without your order. The compulsion to advise melts. A hush that is not your making settles. This is the sign. Now fruitage. You will hear it. The voice on the line softens. I can breathe. Or a simple rightness arrives. Fully clothed. Bring the report from March. Text the coordinator. I'm 5 minutes delayed. Take one measured breath before you step in. For the bank meeting, print the last 3 invoices. Open with the delivery schedule, not the forecast. Carry in only 1 page. No drama. No heroics. Peace first, then the next wise step. Given in that hour, Matthew 10:19. By their fruits ye shall know them, Matthew 7:16. Do you see? The outward care can now proceed from center. You walk to the window. You gather the papers. You enter the room. The facts may or may not shift at once, but you are no longer a reed in the wind. The reed has found the root. This is how 3 minutes redeem a day. Presence received, error depersonalized, identity beheld, isness trusted and from poise, practical wisdom appears of itself. Stand by in consciousness. Keep your words few. I will help you. Then let the fruit speak. Now guard the simplicity. The most common way to lose it is with the mouth. Do not voice truth at suffering people. Keep it to, I will help you. Then keep silence. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God. Ecclesiastes 5:2. I resented very much when a student, nervous in the face of pain, throws a cliche into the room. There are no accidents in divine mind. It's all perfect, as if that were balm. It is not balm. It is interference. Let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. Matthew 5:37. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Proverbs 15:1. And sometimes the softest answer is none at all. Stand by in consciousness. Do you see? Presence, not phrases, does the work. The next misuse is force. Realization is not willpower with a halo. You cannot push the tide. If you catch yourself leaning on a statement, straining at the leash of time, insisting that results fall into place by noon, you are not in IS. You are wrestling shadows, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. Zechariah 4:6. Drop it. Resist not evil. Matthew 5:39. Return to the Sabbath of isness. Harmony is. Life is. Omnipresence is. I am. The proof that you have returned is the easing of compulsion, not the speed of outcomes. The wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God, James 1:20. Do you follow that? Heat is not holiness. Hurry is not faith. Third, Refuse personalization. Do not blame the one who called. Do not blame yourself. Do not ascribe stubbornness to a body, malice to a boss, or lack of faith to a frightened friend. That tightens the knot and marries you to the picture. Judge not, that ye be not judged. Matthew 7:1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus. Romans 8:1. Name it correctly. Mesmerism, suggestion, the arm of flesh appearance without God behind it. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. Then re-enter the movement without drama. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Matthew 3:17. I am that I am. Exodus 3:14. From there, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Exodus 14:13. The personal hook will slide out by itself. Let me give you a working check. If you are about to speak when pain is raw, stop. Keep silence. I will help you. Then do your work within. If you find yourself pressing for a timetable, stop. Breathe a single AS and a single IS. Wait. If your mind starts casting fault on you, on them, on the past, stop. Call it suggestion and let it pass. Return to the simple movement. Do not patch fear with slogans. Do not batter facts with affirmations. Do not fasten blame with holy words. Protect the gift. Begin with ACE. Abide in IS. Peace first, then the next wise step appears of itself. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know you have kept the safeguards. Do you see? Make it simple enough to live. Make every contact QAS and every report QIS until it is no longer a practice but a climate. Do you see? We are not adding a burden to your day. We are removing the strain from it by letting 2 brief recognitions carry the weight. Pray without ceasing, 1 Thessalonians 5:17, does not mean long prayers. It means frequent consent, morning first, before your feet touch the floor, as God appearing as me. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Matthew 3:17, 10 seconds, let it land. At the mirror, do not appraise. Behold, I and the Father are one, John 10:30. When you cross the threshold, pause at the door, bind it on your posts and on your gates, Deuteronomy 6-9. AS for the street, for the first face, for the one who will pour your coffee. God appearing as individual being. Then, as the headlines or the weather or the calendar report themselves to you, harmony is, guidance is, omnipresence is. This is the day which the Lord hath made, Psalm 118-24. You are not starting a day. You are finding the Lord in it. Keep your triggers plain. A hand on a doorknob AS, a face in a doorway AS, a phone buzz, a notification, a subject line is if it is a report, A's if it is a contact, a number on a screen is, a name on a screen AS. Elevator chime AS for those who will step in, as for the schedule that seems to press. You will not get this wrong by oversimplicity. 2 seconds, 5 at most. Inhale, AS. Exhale, is. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, Psalm 100-4. The gates are many each day. Make each a sacrament. When you meet anyone, look back of the eye and behold Christ. Give not a thought to the costume of status or need. Thou seest me, thou seest the Father. John 14-9. Keep your words few, keep your heart present. If any speak of pain or fear, let your outer phrase be only, I will help you. Then stand by in consciousness and complete the movement within. Do you follow that? Presence, not patter, is your ministry. When any report comes, diagnosis, market swing, memo, rumor, pause, drop the impulse to fix and consent to what already is. I.S. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Harmony is, law is, order is. From that rest, the next wise step appears of itself. In that hour, Matthew 10:19, you will know what to say or do. If you feel heat rise, recognize suggestion and return to is, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. Zechariah 4-6. Midday, take 1 minute of Sabbath. Close your door if you can. As God, as all who have touched your day, is green pastures within the noise. Psalm 23-2. Let the compulsion leak out of you. Let quiet rule. Evening, lay the day into God. As no one you met was outside sonship. Is, he giveth his beloved sleep. Psalm 127-2. Release outcomes. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Psalm 37-5. Once a week, keep a small fruitage journal. Not to boast, to be taught. Where did peace hold? Where did it leak? What did Spirit teach me there? By their fruits ye shall know them. Matthew 7:16. Write the vision. Make it plain. Habakkuk 2-2. Note how often a right step rose after you first rested in IS. Note how often a room softened when you began with IS. If the ledger thins, simplify. Begin again. If it thickens, bow. The fruit is God's. You are the transparency. This is the 2-word rule of life. Every contact IS, every report IS. Keep it gentle. Keep it frequent. Keep it honest. Abide in me, and I in you. John 15-4. Stand by in consciousness. Peace first, then the day will show you its wisdom. Do you see, beloved? Here is the charge. Stand by in consciousness. Not as a pose, not as a sometimes practice, but as a way of life, identity realized and isness trusted. This is not a lazy man's work. It is loving attention. Watch and pray, Mark 14:38. Keep the vigil of your own awareness. Keep your words few. Keep your consent steady. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Behold identity A's. Refuse the scramble to fix. Rest in isness is. Do you see? This is the discipline and the freedom. It will cost you your hurry and your heroics, and it will pay you with peace and the next wise step. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. This keeping is our work, and now the blessing that makes the work light. You are not carrying God. God is carrying you. Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Luke 15:31. Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Matthew 28-20. You are not setting truth in motion. Truth is the motion in you. I and the Father are one, John 10:30. The fruit is God's. You are the transparency. When you forget, grace will remind. When you tire, grace will rest you. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Isaiah 41-10. Do you follow that? You stand, but you are stood. You love, but love loves through you. Take this into the street and the kitchen, the corridor and the conference room. Stand by in consciousness at the threshold and in the thick of it. Let every face QAS. Let every report QIS. If a cry comes in the night, keep silence outwardly, and within say, I will help you, and then do your work, as Christ here is omnipresence governing. If you falter, begin again. If you glow, bow your head. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know whether you have stood. Peace first, then the next wise step appears of itself. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Isaiah 30-15. Do not strive. Do not slump. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Exodus 14:13. So I bless you in the simplicity that cannot fail. Harmony is, life is, love is, abundance is, omnipresence is, I am. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee and give thee peace. Numbers 6:24-6. Go in this peace. Stand by in consciousness, identity realized and isness trusted, and let the fruit speak. If you do not know what to say, keep silence. If you must speak, let it be only this: I will help you. Thank you.